What are we thinking? We've got a space here that's
I'm
ready.
thinking it's nearly Christmas.
What are we doing with this Primera?
I don't know. Well, we've got, the situation is that we're taking all this out and we're going to wire it back and paint it, so we're going to very rapidly, I think, be in a position where we need an engine. Because this is ready to paint, that's ready to paint, this will all come out today.
Just to backtrack, after like 30 minutes long chat about why we're going to build the DET block.
I'm still kind of on board with just doing that. I think that's the safest option.
What's come up?
That VET is for sale,
Right,
but it's quite expensive.
but it's slightly less expensive than what it was.
Yes, they've dropped. What was it? They've dropped it.
4.5
It was like 4.5. It's now 3.9.
Right, but it's in Coventry.
Yeah, which means you need to drive all the way down and pick it up. Well, we need to drive all the way down, check that it actually is what it said it is, because it says it's done like 60,000 miles.
Yes.
Which would be great if it was, because then we just put it in and just go. Because the engines are super strong and they've got all the good bits, so they would make the power we want.
I think we could have a look at this engine. Let's see what the guy says about it, and then take it from there. I've no rebuild.
We are messaging the guy.
Yeah, the worry is that we're now kind of thinking time-wise. Rebuilding this other engine is months off. Because we're not doing this. This is not a full-time effort. This, so
No.
it's going to take a while.
Well, this is brewing in the background. In the meantime, today's task is make this ready for it. So, as we touched on before, most of the back of the car up to the engine bay is okay, but we need to deal with this. Well, let's see what we're dealing with. So that leaves us with, we're not taking the front bar off, I presume.
We don't need to take it off just now. That will come off, but we don't need to worry about it now.
Well,
We'll do that.
you say we don't need to take it off, would it not be better just to take all of this subframe off in one?
What?
Like, take the front bar off and the cross brace and the back subframe.
That's separate though.
I know,
That's
but
related to the
if
car.
we've got to take it all off, why don't we just take it all off in one?
This is separate, that's separate. That's separate.
Am I looking at the wrong? I'm looking at the wrong bit. Sorry, I seen the bolts there and I thought that.
No, that's attached, that's welded done. That's...
Right, well, I'm the dick, clearly. Let's just do what Daniel wants to do.
None of this is what I want to do. There is no... I love how we keep saying about want it, you know, this we'll do what you want to do. There's no want in this.
But think about what you'll have at the end of it.
Oh yeah.
The car you've always wanted.
Oh yeah, it's the dream vehicle, yeah.
I seem to have lucked out with today's job. I am principal tool passer, detrius and debris in the way. So Brian's in the process of taking that off. Any other little ancillary nonsense needs to be removed, which there is considerable amounts of.
Press it now.
I pressed the button there.
Hello again.
I like to stand in front of Daniel for 5 minutes just pointing this and he just blethers, then I go, psych.
What was on, by the way?
Wasn't he on? How'd you like that? So we're back in this thing. Changes have been the entire engine bay. There's now been...
Oh yeah. The engine appeared down at
The engine appeared
but...
down at the garage. So this is the other end of Primera, which is dealing with this so that whatever we decide, by the way, this has changed 3 times since we filmed the last episode.
Well, the fancy engine's becoming ever more affordable.
Yeah, there's a background, there's a VET in eBay that we're like, ooh, and then we're like, still dear. And every month it drops 500 quid to the point where
it's becoming quite a good idea.
Quite likely to be bought. But we'll get to that. But what we need to do here is make sure this is ready to receive the lump.
This is basically the same idea as a Supra, so...
Yeah.
But
except less rust, ironically.
We've actually been... We thought this would be quite bad, but it's really not. It's surface rust.
Yeah, so as you can see, we've done the aggressive bit. It's all down to, well, it's not bare metal, but all of the corrosion-y nonsense and seam sealers off. So
the thing is, it was almost pointless taking everything down to bare metal because the paint's fine.
Yeah.
It's just more work for basically nothing. We're going to epoxy prime it anyway, so it's not really going to matter.
Exactly. So the next step is going to be give it a blow down and then a wipe down and then hit it in primer.
Yeah. At the moment, this is literally just getting done with a can at the moment because we want to see if there's any wee bits that might flare back up.
Yeah.
So we're going to give them a quick spray, leave it a few days, see if there's any wee areas that need a bit more attention.
I don't ever remember to bring tripods here, so this is why you don't see time lapse. We're just here's the next stage, like that.
Instantaneous.
It's just it happens, and believe me.
It's like those car shows.
Yeah.
Those ones on the telly, where it's like, oh, we're gonna restore this whole car, and then it just cuts to like, oh, it's all sanded back and it's ready to paint, and then it'll be painted. And
then it cuts to like a 10-minute long segment of its owner greeting because it's such an emotional car for them, and nobody gives a
and then before you know it's painted.
Yeah, and then it's just, there's a car finished. You've tuned in for the car, but what we've actually focused on is the owner. For some reason that nobody understands. Yeah, great, cars. That wasn't me. Like, this is usually a Tommy activity, but no, today it was you.
It was me.
Thankfully it's your car, so it doesn't really matter. But we have primer, and that is the end of day, so we are going to knock it need.
We've done a lot, haven't we? We've got it's all wire wheels back.
Unboxing 101. There's bits that don't even need to be in the box apparently.
Yeah, apparently it's in the box.
I see wheel bearings.
I think they're kingpin bearings.
Are they king? Ooh.
They're the ones for the
front hubs.
Front hubs, yeah.
So we've got kingpin bearings. Oh, it's like Christmas.
I think these might be hubs. These are definitely hubs because they're just hanging out the box.
I see arms, that's useful.
Oh, these are the wheel bearings. The massive wheel bearings.
Track roddings.
Everything we need to put the front end back here.
Apart from our front end that's ready to be put together.
Oh yeah, because we need to finish painting this and this and this, but we'll do that.
Yeah.
It's storage.
I can't judge, right? I am in the glorified position of having a unit. You do not, but
yeah. There's a lot of car bits in this.
There may be an upright in here somewhere.
No, there is. I will find them.
Go on, shows it.
Do you want to see it?
Go on.
It's actually very cool.
How do you know that this man wants to be a Texan? Does this have a bald eagle on it as well? Oh, it doesn't.
The size of that. It's good. True colour as well. No green. I can actually see different colours as you go through it, so it's.
That's quite impressive.
No, to be fair, these the difference it makes is unbelievable.
He's found one.
Found one.
What in the name of all that's holy is this?
That's the top one. That's the kind of kingpin arm thing.
What?
So that's what they had on the Sky ones. I don't know what that one is.
Right.
We need that guy.
Right. Well, I hope you got a big vice.
No.
I'll just stand on it then.
To be fair, I think they actually chap out, no problem.
Apparently, we now have all the things we need.
Yeah, I've got things.
So, 2 uprights, 2 hub assemblies, and no motivation whatsoever. Look at them. Buzzing. Absolutely buzzing.
Absolutely buzzing for this.
Right, come on, let's just do things.
Can't remember which ones go where.
The futility of painting cast things
Doesn't work.
I mean, yeah, I've got the same issue with the MX-5.
Doesn't work.
It's pointless.
They were all sandblasted.
I know. There's see, once they've ever existed, you're done.
No, they were completely sandblasted until they were like bare metal, and then immediately like zinc primered, painted, and they just went back to that.
Yeah.
So
don't waste your time.
Do you know what we're gonna do? Just leave them like that.
Enjoy the rust.
Yeah. Just Nissan things.
Just sand out your kingpin bores.
Can't get in any other way apart from a sanding sponge.
Whatever sounds the most exciting, because see, up until now, I don't think there's anyone left watching.
Right, okay, well, let's just time lapse to put the actual bearings in then.
We have decided to start with pressing the old faithful hub into the upright.
Yeah,
so here is.
I thought the most drama could occur.
Well, yeah, these are slightly different to most of the ones we've covered in Tools and Track before because they have 2 circlips, which is a bit mad.
Yeah, they're circlips on both sides just to be extra safe.
Well, it's quite clever because normally you've got a shoulder that the bearing will sit against on one side, and the annoyance with that is if it's getting really tight to get it out, it would be nice to have another side to go through. So the good thing with this is you've got 2 options, and you can always get this sitting flat. The problem with uprights is there's always a side, for example the right side here, you can't quite get in because it's not flat enough. but you can always mount it on this side, which means you can push the bearing in that way against a circlip. Yeah, we've cheated. We kind of jumped ahead because this kingpin assembly, as you can probably imagine, there's a big bearing and a wee bearing in there, and none of this is going in the press. So we had to get kind of imaginative.
Yeah.
So the good part is we can chap the big one in by just inverting that, sticking it on like the top of the press, and tap, and then we draw the small one in using the bolt on the hub, but that kind of doesn't work.
We have to make like a special washer.
Yeah, we've took something from here, and yes, it's been ground down to just wide enough to get in there and draw the bearing in without catching. So
yeah,
but
it works.
Yeah, this is how it works. Right. Do you ever feel like you have too many engines?
You've got a lot of MX-5 engines.
I do. But I have the difference here, right, is I have a plan for all of this chod.
Yeah.
You, up until now, did not have a plan.
Yeah, we've come up with quite a good plan actually.
Well, you think it's a good plan. I've heard the bare bones of this, so you're going to have to talk me through it.
It's an interesting plan.
So what we've done is we went from SR20 VET being ball-ticklingly cheap to not ball-ticklingly appealing. We went from an SR20 DET to an SR20 DE being the viable choice, which everyone was like...
we've had a few kind of...
Well, basically, see every option we covered in the last episode talking about this Primera's engine, it's been viable for Daniel reasons.
This car is not going to be making insane power.
It's not making any power at the moment, right? And we need to kind of remedy that. What we've got is the bones of a plan.
Yes, I think it's a good plan.
Right, and it involves, of all things,
no, right, so
many
I
other
suppose
engines.
the thing you need to look at here, right, is at the moment this is scrap. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
This needs 87mm bore, right, which is fine, and we could do that and do all the super fancy, force internals and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, this is a mild road car engine.
Not only that, if we do that, it needs an 87mm, and that's a risk.
Yes, obviously bore this out to 87mm, do all the forest stuff, swell a liner,
and then it's pumped, and
then
spent thousands
it's destroyed everything, right? So we've already spent so much money on this car, right? That what we're going to do here is try, seeing as this is pretty much going to be scrap otherwise, we're going to try something a bit different here.
This is how you build a powerful SR20 out of scrap.
SR20 DET Pulsar piston rod assembly, which are actually very strong. People don't give these credit for what they actually can take serious power.
So let's just reuse them.
But they're the wrong size.
Oh, that's right. So we're going to have to go bigger than 86mm, which means we'll need the pistons to be bigger.
So VG30 DETT pistons.
That is the 300ZX to us non-Nissan fanboys.
Many people in the know with Z32s, 300ZXs will know that the factory pistons in them are unbelievably strong.
How affordable are we talking about?
Like 150 quid for a set of rods and pistons that look nearly brand new.
Right, okay.
So, and the key thing is here.
10 times that for.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the key thing here is you get 6 of them.
Right.
So you just pick the 4 best
so
ones.
we can melt 2 and come back to it with another spare.
And we've got some spares.
That's great, yeah.
They're almost identical in terms of shape. The crown is almost the same. They've actually got valve relief, so you want to run bigger cams, you can.
Okay.
But they're the same gudgeon pin size.
Right.
So you can use SR rods with them. They've got the cutout for the oil squirters, exactly the same place. But the key thing is this area, which is the bit that gets a lot of stress, is
Meat. It's
Yes.
just all meat.
it's super, super strong.
That's
on them.
important when you're forging an engine. Once again, 20 minutes
Yes.
of standing at whiteboard with Daniel.
No, we're
but
not
it's
doing 20.
fucking
We're not,
War and
we're not doing
Peace.
20 minutes, right? This is just actually happening.
This is the actual price list, right? So this is what we need to make this thing live. And my good God, it has to live because I'm so done talking about this bloody Primera. Something has to happen, right?
Well, this is happening,
This is happening. So here, I'm going to give you the pen.
right? What am I doing?
So
With the pen?
what we're going to start with is here's the price. Here's the list of parts, and we're going to price this as we go. So,
Right, so
starting at
these
the top,
are-
VG30 DETT from the 300ZX pistons, which we have established are 150 quid.
150 quid.
A forged set of pistons are genuinely about the 1,500 quid mark for this, so that's massive savings. Then, obviously, because they have been used, we're going to put a new set of rings in it.
Yes, they'll get you rings.
Those can be stock, remember. The DETT is a twin turbo engine, so the stock rings will be gapped and good enough to run boost, assuming they will measure okay in an 87mm overboard block.
Yes, but the key thing with it is we're just going to bore it to the same clearances as a
As a
VG30
Yeah.
DETT.
Rodneys, so this is where we can get a wee bit spicy because we've now got plenty of budget. The rods connecting the old crank to the new pistons can be uprated rods for a DET SR20.
Yes, because
So
they just fit. They fit
they
onto
should fit.
those pistons. no
The
problem.
gudgeon pins, they're like the same size, so
Yeah.
those will be compatible. But
So-
it might be more than that if he's not got the balls.
On
for
the
it, but-
dyno video, you will see rods ejecting.
You've told me.
I don't
We
know.
were talking about MX5s. You said
guys
to me.
have ran them and they seem fine, but we don't know.
Pax Mido, anyway.
We'll
Right.
try them.
87mm overboard, right now that's going to have to be engine shop work. There's nothing we can do
Yes,
about that.
there's nothing we can do with that.
I've got a local supplier, very good person. If they can do something with us, we might do a wee kind of shout out. But that's going to be about the ballpark of 350 quid. Machining is worth
Say
every
400.
penny. So we've got 400 quid, right? All the bearings. So what do we mean by all the bearings? So crank bearings, they look okay, but
We're
anytime
not reusing bearings.
anytime you've got an engine apart, don't put the old bearings in.
No,
So
that's-
main bearings, big end bearings. We don't need the small end bearings, they're going to come as part of the piston. So the mains and the big ends, they're going to be done. As we've got the mains off, we'll change all the bolts for that as well. So all
These-
bearings.
So
they're
here
about-
you're like,
ACLs are going to be at about what, 250 quid?
yeah, just say that. There is one thing about this though, right? You need to be really, really careful. They have to be Nissan ones.
Yes. Aye.
Don't, because you can.
Don't go to B&Q.
No, because you could get head bolts and main bolts for SR20s that are
No,
not
you're
up
actually,
to the standard.
Nissan ones will be better than a lot of the aftermarket stuff sitting out there. So oil
That's
pump,
gone,
non-negotiable, it's pumped. We'll get a factory Nissan proper oil pump. That's going to be what?
Yes, sadly, the thing is with this is the Pulsar ones are really expensive.
Multi-layered steel head gasket. It is going to be running uprated boost, so we're going to want to get a good head gasket in there and all the other associated water pump gaskets, sump gaskets, everything else.
Yeah.
Big engine gasket kit. Fire that on.
I think it was like 200 quid for the head gasket, and then I think it was like 200 quid for the.
Call it 400
all. You need to remember, there's actually not many gaskets on this engine.
No, that's why they don't leak oil.
There's they leak oil.
So that's 700, 1050, 1300, one. Right. Let's add to shopping basket and.
Yeah, well, I think we just need to do this and try it, because then people have done this before, but they've done it when they've been building any
Yeah.
SRs. So the whole idea where this kind of comes from is that back in the day, before high compression forced pistons, people didn't really build any SRs before the VVL stuff. So
By the way, just before we move on, the bill for doing the previous idea with this, we actually did price up and it was literally twice that.
yeah, what were we at? Were we not nearly £5,000?
We were over £5,000.
So yeah, we're just going to buy the bits now and just build it.
But will he buy the bits?
No, we're buying the bits. The
But
pistons
he's,
are for
he's
it.
told me 4 times he's buying bits
No, we're
for
buying the
various
bits.
engines.
We're buying the bits.
Okay. So lots of fun still to come. An engine, a fully restored car, and I don't know.
Yeah, well, we need a car first. We
We need a car first. So yes, we will deal with an engine in the due course of time, but in the next episode we're going to start properly breaking the back of this, getting it all ready to take an engine, which should hopefully just mean painting an engine bay, chucking suspension on and being done with it. That's all for now. Patreon.com/toolsandtrack. If that's not for you, cool. The bell, the button, all the other stuff at the bottom, hit all that. And until next weekend, guys.
Goodbye.
Drive safe.